If you're sick of all the algorithm nonsense, how to hack the algorithm, what's the algorithm looking for, new algorithm changes, then this video is made just for you. I'm going to explain what it is, what it's for, and how to use it to your advantage in the most simplistic terms that I possibly can. So here we go. What is the algorithm? Okay, so the algorithm, what most people are referring to, is that kind of baked in nomenclature that all social media platforms have that choose what content it's going to show to what people and how often it's going to show that content to people. It is not an overlord. The whole point of the algorithm is to make money for the social media platforms. Think about this for just a half a second. When you're talking about Meta, meaning Facebook and Instagram, or Alphabet when it comes to Google and YouTube. You got TikTok, you got LinkedIn. Don't forget Twitter. Sorry, X. These are multi-billion-dollar companies with billions of users worldwide, yourself included. And when you're on that platform, ask yourself, how much did it cost me to get here? Zero. The answer is zero. Cost of entry to social media is nothing. Now, there's some upgraded plans that you can buy and purchase to give you access to more features on certain platforms, but base cost of entry on social media is zero, which means that for the business entity, the platform itself, you are not the revenue source. And if you're not the revenue source, that means that you are the product they sell. Your attention, more specifically. Your attention is their product, and they sell that product to generate tons of revenue to companies who want to buy ad space on your attention. And how does a company generate the maximum amount of revenue possible? By having the maximum product they can possibly sell and market. Your attention is finite. It is scarce. It is only there for the platform to sell when you are actively engaged on the social media platform. When you go away, they can't sell that anymore. So now that we're all nice and disillusioned and we're on the same level, we're clear that there's no goodwill towards humanity here. It is a business that is meant to make money, and they have shareholders to report to. Most of them do anyway. The whole point is revenue generation for the platform. Now, let's get back to the algorithm. How does it generate that revenue? This is most easily understood by not thinking of the algorithm as one huge cohesive thing. Think of tons of little micro algorithms, because the algorithm and how it interacts with you and me is different. It's different for every single user on every single platform. All it's doing is trying to serve up to you the content that you're going to pay the most attention to, so it keeps you on the platform the longest, so the platform has a chance to show you as many ads as possible, maximizing their revenue. It's as simple as that. It takes a look at your viewing habits, past and present, and in the future, it's going to serve up the content that you have interacted with the most, engaged with the most, and most importantly, spent the most time looking at. That's why the length of time that you're on the platform is going to be the most important metric that pretty much all algorithms look at. On LinkedIn, this is called dwell time, meaning the time that any given post spends on your screen. The longer the dwell time, the better that post is going to perform, because LinkedIn is going to see that, oh, this is something that people are really paying attention to. It's keeping people on the platform for longer. So we're going to show that to more people with similar viewing habits to this person over here. That's what dwell time does on LinkedIn. On YouTube, this is called viewer retention. Once someone clicks on your video, the time that they spend watching that video is a huge metric to track. It's almost the most important metric that you possibly can track on that platform, because the longer people spend watching your video, the more ads they're going to see. Even better on YouTube, if they watch the whole video and then watch another video on YouTube, and that prolongs their viewing session, then your video is going to get some brownie points from the algorithm too, because it's keeping people on the platform longer. Instagram's CEO recently came out and said that shares is one of the metrics that they pay the most attention to. Why? Because shares don't just keep people on the platform, they can get people back on the platform. If something is being shared a bunch, then it's being sent out to people who are no longer on Instagram, and it's prompting them to come back to Instagram for another viewing session, content consumption session. And if they're consuming content, then they're watching ads, and the platform can maximize its revenue. That's what it's all about. So there you go. The algorithm is nothing other than a tool that tries to make the best educated guess possible to show you the content that you pay attention to so you'll stay on the platform for the longest amount of time. And it does that and helps the platform generate revenue by analyzing your past and present viewing habits. It really is that simple. So how do we use this to your advantage as someone who's publishing content on one of or a number of these platforms? Use this information to get you in the right mindset. That's the biggest thing that you can do here. Realize that there is no algorithm that's out to get you. It's just a reflection of what people are paying attention to. And if you want to gain those people's attention in whatever target viewer base you are talking to for your video for business, right? We're not producing videos for views and trying to go viral here. We are trying to produce video that builds a revenue producing audience. And when we're speaking to that prospective revenue producing audience of ours, just realize that the algorithm is actually there to help you. It's there to help you get in front of the people that want to pay attention to the messaging that you are giving, to the value that you are providing, to the problems that you are solving. So stop making content for the algorithm. Algorithm is just people. It all begins and ends with people. So get clear on who your target viewer is. First and foremost, always first and foremost with any content strategy. Get neurotic about it if you have to. Be incredibly clear on who your target viewer is, the problems of theirs that you can actively solve. And then when you make your content, make it for them. Stop making it for you. This isn't something that's going to highlight you and your accomplishments and what you've done and give clarity to your products. It's all about the viewer. Want the algorithm to help you? They're concerned with the viewer, not the creator. So get clear on the viewer and make content for them. Speak to them as a human. Be authentic. Be conversational. Just have a one-to-one conversation across the table through that camera lens. Look into the camera lens. Make eye contact with them. Know that you are speaking to a human being, and the human being on the other side will in turn know that you're speaking to them. That's the best way to make content that resonates. And then just simply solve their problems, provide them some value. Don't ask for too much. If anything, in return, just be a trusted source of good information who adds something positive to their day, because that is going to get people to focus. That will get people to pay attention. And when people start paying attention, the algorithm's going to pick up on that. And it's going to start showing your content to more people who have similar viewing habits, who are already predisposed to pay attention to your type of content. And that's what's going to build you that extra reach in the mid to long term. So for now, focus on the people. Later, still focus on the people, because it's all about the people.